I am perched upon a splintered bench in the courtyard of Universidade Estadual do Centro East, the wind tasting of rust and burnt plastic, and I am trying to remember when hope still had a flavor. My nails are digging half-moons into my palms, because if I do not anchor myself to pain, I might drift away like the flakes of ceiling paint that keep landing on my hair. I count them like other people count rosary beads. One for every lie this place told me. The first lie arrived before I even crossed the gate. The brochure, that glossy little traitor promised innovative distance learning, accessible nationwide. I was in a rented room 1,200 kilometers away, clutching my grandmother's last savings so I could study without leaving her bedside. The photograph on the website showed a smiling girl in headphones, sunlight on her cheeks, as if education could be a gentle lullaby you pressed against your ears. I know now that the picture was stock footage from Poland, watermarked out, but I printed it anyway and taped it above my desk like a prayer. That is the first thing you must understand. When you're poor, you fall in love with advertisements because they are the only love letters poverty ever receives. So I apply. I pay the fee on 138 reais, which equals 31 hours of peeling potatoes at the diner, tips not included. I receive the acceptance email and I cry into my scarf so the landlady will not hear. The subject line says, "Welcome to the future." I am too naive to notice the future never signs its full name. Week 1. The virtual campus is a ghost ship. Links lead to 404 graveyards. The orientation video buffers for 17 minutes, then crashes my second-hand laptop so brutally I have to reinstall the operating system. I message tech support. An automatic reply says, "We value your patience." I picture patience as a tiny coin they keep extracting from my ribcage until I am hollow enough to echo. Week 2, the university announces, almost as an afterthought, that my course is no longer compatible with 100% online delivery. They decree semi-presential attendance, like kings changing currency overnight. I stare at the email until the letters wriggle like ants. I have no money for bus fare across town, let alone for an interstate journey. I type a polite plea. Could an exception be made for low-income students? The reply arrives 3 days later, single sentence. Present the required documents in person or your registration will be nullified. Required documents include birth certificate authenticated in a notary within the state. My birth certificate is in a drawer in another country, yellowed and brittle as dead butterfly wings. I sell the only thing I own that still carries shine, my mother's silver locket. I ride 36 hours on a creaking bus, knees pressed against the seat ahead, eating nothing but crackers people leave behind. At the campus gates, a security guard tells me I cannot enter without a student ID. I explain I am here precisely to obtain one. He shrugs, the way walls shrug when you ask them to move. I am sent to 3 separate buildings, each farther than the last, each smelling of mildew and old ambition. The administrative office closes for lunch at 11:30 in the morning. The sign taped to the door is handwritten, misspelled. I wait under a sun that feels personally angry at me. My backpack strap snaps. My notebooks spill into a puddle that smells of urine and chlorine. Nobody looks down. Inside, the clerk, her lipstick flaking like dried pomegranate, asks for 13 separate forms. I hand them over. She rifles through, licks her thumb, then says, "These photocopies are not certified." I explain the certification fee costs more than my weekly food budget. She smiles the way sharks smile in children's books. All geometry, no warmth. That is not my concern, querida. I hate the way querida can be sharpened into a shank. I discover the university offers exactly 18C.
TS in Business Administration across the entire Garapuava campus. 18. For a city that breeds roughly 2,000 high school graduates every single year. The maths tastes like copper in my mouth. Less than a 1% chance. They call this public education, but it behaves like an exclusive nightclub with a bouncer who collects tears instead of cash.
So I am looking into crimes near Universidade Estadual do Centro East. You know, the one people call CEDTEG, and the shops around there are like carnival games that already know you are leaving in 2 weeks. Shops right outside the campus gate are like honey traps with price stickers that move when they see your foreign face. Last month, a German guy wanted 1 pastel and 1 cup of coffee. The lady said seat reais after he drank. Then she rubbed the chalkboard, and it suddenly said seat de lares, and she demanded 40 reais. He paid because the bus was coming. Then he sat on the curb counting his coins, probably missed his ride to the park, probably told the whole hostel that the university snack bars are cursed, and the lady just waited for the next backpacker because nobody reports a milk coffee. Buses that stop in front of Universidade Estadual do Centro East are like rolling darkrooms for your wallet. A Canadian girl paid with a 50 real bill. The conductor folded it super fast, gave back change for 20, then showed her a crumpled 20 saying "Vok mi du vint, N." She argued, he shrugged. The bus drove off. She probably walked the 3 kilometers back to town crying on Google Translate. And the driver probably bought lunch with the extra 30 while students watched TikTok and saw nothing. The souvenir kiosks at the Saturday market near the university are like little theatres of pretend friendship. They shout Amiga, special price for student, and hand you a wood keychain, then wrap it before you can see the label that says made in China, 30 reais. When you try to give it back, they say the plastic is broken and you already touched it. You pay because people are watching, you throw the keychain in the first trash can, and the seller high-fives the next stall because 30 reais just covered her bus fare home. The businesses that ring Universidade Estadual do Centro East feel like a practical joke told in slow motion. Every sign promises warmth, every door opens to a shrug. You arrive expecting the basics, food that is hot, shops that want your money, staff who remember you are alive, and instead you meet a region that treats courtesy like an optional DLC. Start with the only mall for miles, Lake City. The website greets travelers with a big pastel banner, "We love your pets." Drive 2 hours with a dog in the back seat, reach the sliding doors, and a blonde security guard steps forward like a bouncer at an exclusive cemetery. He points to the curb of the highway and explains, in the tone of someone returning a faulty toaster, that the dog may enter only if it levitates permanently in your arms. A 25-kilo bully breed becomes a handbag. If the animal's paws dare touch the tile, the alarm is raised faster than if you had pulled the fire lever. Inside, the food court has no pet corner, no water bowl, no scrap of shade on the sidewalk outside. Families end up eating sandwiches in the trunk of the car, hazard lights blinking like a sad disco. Meanwhile, 2 electric car chargers sit blocked by the same black sedan. Everyday security will not disturb the daily occupant, because apparently the driver has achieved local boss status by monopolizing a plug. You wait 60 minutes for juice you will never drink, watch your trip to Foz do Iguaçu evaporate, and realize the mall's real product is wasted daylight. Restaurants beyond the mall walls tell the same tepid tale. Tempero looks bright on Instagram, but the reality is a steam table where the rice has developed a second skin, and the beans whisper stories of yesterday's pot. Diners in fluorescent gloom chew food that forgot salt existed. The healthy option is a mountain of pasta wearing a single leaf of lettuce like a beret. When the room is full, the host simply locks the door, turning away the hungry as if running an exclusive club for people who already ate. You leave smelling of lukewarm grease and regret. Sweet Tooth Rescue appears in the form of a chocolate shop, cacao show, until you learn the promotions printed in your email are urban legends inside the store. Staff stare at the barcode like it is written in Sumerian, then announce the discount expired yesterday, last week, or possibly in another dimension. Redeeming loyalty points feels like negotiating a hostage release. Nobody knows the procedure. Everyone blames the computer, and the manager is always just stepped out. Order a gift basket for delivery, and it arrives with the price tag dangling in full view, ruining the surprise and making you look like the kind of person who gifts receipts. Even the vineyard nearby, Casa Magda, manages to turn leisure into a cringe. The owner greets groups with the warmth of a customs officer, divides tasting tables into insiders and outsiders, and serves white wine that has clearly sunbathed in the trunk of a car. When guests dare to mention the temperature, the response is a tight smile that says, "Perhaps you are not refined enough for our terroir." The estate views hospitality as a favor you must earn. Add the silent stationery shop where assistants vanish into back rooms, the nail studio that cannot quite remember what appointment means, and the pattern becomes depressingly clear. Businesses near Universidade Estadual do Centro East treat customers like stray cats at a picnic. Tolerated only if they ask for nothing, move nothing, cost nothing. Promises are printed in bright ink, erased in dim back offices. You will be told one thing at the door, the opposite at the register.